Chair, Commissioners, Lead Counsel, Assistant Counsel, viewers and listeners, members of the press, good morning. Welcome once again to our daily proceedings of this Commission of Inquiry into Local Government Councils and related matters. Without further ado, I have the honor to yield the floor to Madam Chair for our next item on our today's agenda. Madam Chair, over to you.
I will call on Honorable Sila to lead us in Muslim prayers and Honorable Joanna to lead us in Christian prayers. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. أعوذ بالله من شر النساء ومن شر الشياطين وسلطان الله. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى إبراهيم وبارك على محمد وآل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. صلى الله تعالى عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. آمين.
Mr. Buja, can you please check whether the register is? Sorry.
Sorry. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, Lord God, we thank you for waking us up this morning to be in the commission. We pray that your presence will always be with us to hear and to decipher what has been said. We pray that you will not only be with us, but you will be with the whole nation. Protect and guide us as we go through this deliberation. We ask for your guidance and mercy on all those who come before us. We pray, Lord, that on this blessed Monday morning, we ask that you be with us, our families, and our loved ones. All this we ask through Christ our Lord. Amen. Good morning, Mr. Witness.
Good morning, sir.
Welcome to this Commission of Inquiry into Local Government Councils and related matters. Mr. Witness, in which language do you wish to make your testimony?
English, sir.
What is your religion?
Muslim.
Can you face that camera?
Muslim.
Do you wish to swear by the Holy Quran or make an affirmation?
By the Holy Quran.
Madam Chair, the witness wishes to swear by the Holy Quran. Okay. And then repeat after me.
I,
Katim Touray,
Touray,
do swear that I'll speak the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God. Thank you. You may be kindly seated, Madam Chair. The witness is sworn. I have the honor to hand over the witness to you for us to this.
Good morning, Mr. Touray. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Mr. You may proceed.
So today, please state your names for the commission?
My name is Katim Touray.
Your address?
I live in Fajikunda.
You live where?
Fajikunda.
What is your educational background, sir?
I attended Kowod Primary School, then Methodist Primary School, Gambia Muslim High School, where I have my O levels. Then I proceeded, got an employment at the council. Then later proceeded to GTCI, where I studied architectural draftsmanship certificate. Then I studied also manpower and material management for GTCI. In the same GTCI also, I studied surveying and building estimate, costing and estimating. Then I then proceeded to do my diploma in design and construction at Inside Trading Institute. Then I have several other trainings international and India on managing cities in developing countries, and China also in city management and development.
You also work for the Banjul City Council, is that correct, sir?
Yes,
Since when were you employed with the BCC?
I believe is around October 1990.
Do you have your appointment letter or your employment letter?
Yes, I have got copies here.
Were you confirmed
Yes, along the way.
along the way?
Yeah,
All right.
because I have served in so many positions.
Can we please see your employment and confirmation letters?
Okay.
We apply tender a letter of temporary appointment as city guard. This is October 1993. That is the witness Katim today from the Banjul City Council. It's a photocopy. And the promotion of appointment. 3rd January 2002. But you don't have your confirmation letter.
It should be there.
No, you were confirmed to the position of a municipal engineer. That's your subsequent promotion.
That no. I was promoted in the position of a draftsmanship around 2007, I think.
Yes.
And then later acting municipal engineer.
Now your first appointment has confirmation. Is that not it? Is that not how it goes? Your first appointment requires confirmation.
No,
in
that,
service.
that what I couldn't see.
You don't see exactly.
I couldn't see.
So you just apply to tender the appointment letter. Mr. Witness. Yes, sir.
A letter dated the 4th of October 1993. The letter is from Banjul City Council. It is addressed to Katim Touray, 7 Allen Street. It has reference 100/BCC/3 in brackets 3 to volume 3. It has the caption temporary appointment as city guard. It is signed by the town clerk and it is copied to the treasurer. This letter is admitted in evidence as an exhibit and it is marked as LBC/BCC/KT/00.
As the commission places. Now, Mr. Ture, you also wrote 3 statements
Yeah.
with the investigators. Do you recall this?
Yes, sir.
We will give you all the 3 statements, the duplicates of the originals. The first is dated the 16th of June 2023. We have another one on the 11th of December
Yeah.
2024. Yes, and the 2nd of October 2023 as well.
Yeah, they're all my statements.
All right. We apply to tender 3 statements from the witness, Katim Touray. The first statement is dated the 16th of June 2023. The second is the 2nd of October 2023. And the third one is the dated 11th of December 2024. All to be admitted to evidence and marked as exhibits.
The first statement for the witness is dated the 16th of June 2023. The second statement is dated the 2nd of October 2023. And the third statement is dated the 11th of December 2024. These 3 statements are admitted together as exhibit in evidence and they are marked as LBC/BCC/KT/002.
As a commission brings. Now, please briefly tell us your initial appointment as a guard, is it city guard, correct?
Yeah.
And how you subsequently rose through the ranks to be the director of planning for Banjul City Council.
Well, in 1993.
And please kindly.
In 1993. In 1993, I was given a temporal appointment as a city guard, where I was responsible for the monitoring and data collection of the Banjul street taps or the Banjul facilities like public toilets, things happening at the market, things happening inside streets, that is worn out street lights. And we were, I could remember 3 in number, two junior officers together with 1 senior officer to whom we report to. So we normally divide the city into 3 and make sure that we cover the whole area in a daily basis or in 2 days, trying to look at issues that are ongoing in the city: waste dumping, indiscriminate dumping, connection of waste pipes along streets, pouring of wastewaters into the streets. And those are the things that we normally look at that time, and we normally collect data and give feedback to the council as to what actions to be taken.
Then you were subsequently promoted to another position?
Then from there, I was definitely interested in construction ever since before I finished school.
Yes.
And I used to see this architectural design and whatsoever very much interesting with me. And along the way, Honorable Schiller was part of us, responsible for the engineering unit together with Jim Wada and Sinyan, I think. So I started going to them on a daily basis, seeing what they are doing, and I become motivated. So I started working with them. There I was then given the opportunity to go to GTI to study. I think I had 9 years in GTI studying all these courses.
Okay.
Then I was given the chance to become the supervisor of some of the development works that we are going on in Banjul. So there in 2007, I think Honorable Silla left for national duties on the youth and sports. Then I started overseeing the area, the place, the department, handling all the other works. This is how I become into the Department of Planning and Development.
So when were you subsequently appointed as the Director of Planning and Development?
I think in 2013.
2013.
Yeah.
Now, you also confirm in that position as well?
Yeah, the confirmation is there, 2013. I think it's signed by the former CEO, used for money.
Very well.
Yeah.
Now, in the Department of Planning, what is the structure of your office like, the staffing? How many staff do you have? What are their different roles?
Well, the number of staff, I may be not in a right position to tell how many staff exactly we have. Well, I know we have about 3 planning officers together with myself.
Yes.
Because a lot of them left. When the Lord Mayoress came, there was something like restructuring that was conducted.
Okay.
And that made a lot of officers left. Initially, I was having about 7 planning officers, I think, together with myself. And we have some maintenance about, I think, 7 also. We were having some electricians, we were having some plumbers, together with some laborers, but most of them were sent home during that exercise. So now it's only
2018.
Yeah, around 2018. I think I got the report here for the restructuring.
May I please it?
Then I left it in the car.
Okay.
It must be in the car, yeah, but I have it.
Very well. So, as Director of Planning and Development, what would you say were your main or core functions?
Well, my core functions, one is to help the council in the sustainability and maintenance of council facilities. 2 is to help council in the planning, design, and implementation of development projects. And 3 could be to give technical advice where needed.
Now, in doing or executing these functions, you were required by the law to have a comprehensive plan. You require you. Do you understand this?
Yeah, so
Do you have a plan covering the period of 2018 to 2023 for BCC?
Yes, what we normally do is in that time, I think we try to look at Banjul as a whole.
Yes.
All the development works that were required at the time,
Yes.
being it road, being it office premises,
Right.
being it youth development or whatsoever,
Correct.
together with all the facilities that need to be maintained.
Yes.
So then we develop a plan, like the budget form.
Budget.
Yeah, budget and a plan, yeah.
Do you have your plan for 2018, 2019, 2020? All the way to 2023?
Yes, we have some, not all, but I believe some will be available.
So today, the way you answered the question, it clearly shows that you don't have a plan for all this.
No, not sort of a plan where we design things and put them down.
Otherwise, you must have a plan.
If you understand, but what I mean is, in all the areas that we need development to be done. For example, I can give example.
Right.
The youth for excellence.
Yes.
When we needed the area,
Yes.
the available site was Allenton at Banyu,
Yes.
which was not a big area that could accommodate all what we need.
Yes.
So we decided to discuss with the mayor, former mayor Abdullah Ba,
Yes.
to work towards getting Kampama Estate, Kampama area.
Right.
That is the mental house.
Yes.
There we can be able to get all the things that we need in one house.
But that's different from what we're talking about. These are periodical development, periodical events, separate from the requirements of the law as to what you're supposed to do.
No. What we do, that's what I said. We take inventory of all the development projects,
Right.
things that we need.
Right.
Then we select those that can be done in 2018.
Right.
Then the other ones that can be done in 2019.
You don't have a plan.
Yeah, that's it. But these are things that we normally do.
Yeah. So why would you have a plan for a year as a director of planning and development? Why would you not? Because it is a process. You understand? You and I know it's a process.
Yeah.
The law requires that for every period you must have a comprehensive plan. And when we talk about a comprehensive plan, what is the stage of developing a comprehensive plan?
Come again.
What is the stage or the stages that you will have to pass through in developing a comprehensive plan for the development of BCC?
In developing a comprehensive plan, from what I understand,
Yes.
Banjul has some words,
Yes.
and development should come from the grassroots.
Right.
Those words should be able to submit whatever they need
Right.
at the council.
Yes.
The council will work with them
Yes.
to come up with a design and cost
Yes.
as to what needs to be done.
Yes.
So these are things that we normally do.
No, you don't do that.
No, we normally do. Wait. Every time when we come to a budget session,
Right.
we normally write to all the councillors to make sure that they come up with their needs, development needs.
Yes.
And they are incorporated in whatever we are planning for that year.
Forget the budget. Whatever you guys will do towards the formulation of the budget is geared just towards securing funds. And that's the idea. But as a unit or as a department, this is supposed to be what you are to do at the beginning of every given period. You understand? To coordinate the ward affairs, as you have clearly stated, in making sure you understand what their plans are, and you have one comprehensive plan in relation to what the development agenda would be in a given period.
Yeah, I understand.
That will now inform the preparation of the budget, of course, but we are to lay our hands into to a document to say this is the plan, the development approved by council for X period to Y.
No, that could only be seen in the strategic development plan that we have. I think we have strategic development plan for 2018. We have 2019. No, 2018 to 2021. Then 2021 to.
Did you independently take part in this exercise to subsequently engage council in relation to this development?
Yeah, we prepared the development.
Do you have your communications to all the wards as a director of the planning and development?
Exactly so.
You have from 2018.
I may be able to bring some, but not all of them.
Mr. Touray, we have an office that we run. If they exist, we will be able to provide them.
No, I know. But over time, also so many movements happen. We are not staying in one place.
It requires that all documents must be present, and there's a timeline for it.
That's true.
Yeah. So
But these are things that we cannot keep all the time.
it's not an excuse. Sure, but has to be available. So if you must say they exist, then you must be able to be in a position to provide them.
No, the reason being why I am telling you that I have communication in all the words is because there are so many projects that we have submitted to government as delegated projects.
Where's
That,
the evidence?
no wait, that has communication from the world level, and the structures are down there. Seen.
Let me read to you what the law says. The Act, Local Government Act 2, Part 5, Development. There's the planning functions. That every council shall be the planning authority of the area and may plan and implement any program or project for development, developing the infrastructure, improving social services, developing human and financial resources, and for the general upliftment of the community. And how do you do this? It says A, to prepare a comprehensive and uninterrupted development plan for the area incorporating all ward plans. B, coordinate all donor support. C, approve all project agreements and the perform such other functions as may be assigned to it. You understand? It says, in performing its functions under this section, a council shall adopt certain processes and procedures and ensure that the community are involved in the conception and execution of the development plans. So it's a process of inclusion process, very inclusive with respect to the word.
Yeah, Council, maybe you don't understand. That's what I'm explaining. The communities are involved, fully involved into the planning and development of the planning department.
Yes, separate projects, individual projects, but again, there is no plan we can have.
No, wait. Maybe at that time we have the resources to be able to provide all those designs and for each project. But what some do have. For example, the main office, all of this goes on.
Now, you also were part of the steering committee for the EU project.
Yes, of course, yeah.
When was this?
Around 2021.
2021.
Yeah.
And you were offering your services both at the steering committee and also still occupying the position of the director of planning and corporation.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And so, in your statement of the 16th of June 2023, you had highlighted some of the projects. List of the development projects from May 2018 to January 2023. The first is the construction of the BC main office building.
Yes.
The amount of which is $42,830,705.
Yes.
You recall this?
Yeah.
What can you tell us about that particular project?
This was a project that BCC was looking for having a new office, because the office we are occupying was very, very old. It's the old building.
You mean
we were occupying the whole building, the old area, the old building. So the mayor constituted a task force. That was a team.
Yes.
Consisting of myself, the former director of planning, Mr. Nyang, Mr. Jane, consultant,
Yes.
Fenta, and Mr. Kohli, Minister of Works. I think the CEO, actually. I think we were 9 in number. I don't remember the other people, but we were 9 in a team.
Okay.
So that was the time when we were assigned to look at areas of development for Banjul.
Right.
There we went into Banjul and identified all the unpaved streets.
All the
unpaved streets, the streets that are not constructed.
Right, unpaved, yes.
And we end up coming up with 7 streets being constructed. That was Pill Street, I think Spalding, Ingram Street, Haddington, Spalding Cove, then Tapsit Mobile also, and I think the last one was part of, is it Wellesley? Part of Wellesley, yeah. Wellesley. This were the 7.
All right.
In the same document, because we developed a proposal. There we identify also building an office for the Banyu City Council. So we worked together to look at the location, and the only possible area was to relocate the mechanic garage that was behind the office to another location. Then we used the space. So I went ahead and decided schematic design based on the offices of the council. That was submitted to the consultant for him to develop.
Okay. Now, the main office building, is it completed?
Yes, it's completed now.
When? Sir?
Not long ago. I think before the end of the rainy season.
The Youth for Excellence building
They are also completed.
and the road construction and pavement.
They are also completed.
So these were all counterpart funded.
Yeah,
You contributed 8.3%.
Something like that.
And how were the contractors for the pavement identified? Do you know?
It was an open tender.
Okay. That open tender.
Yeah, that one was published, and contract was bidded. I was present in the opening, this is shortlisting first, then the opening of the tender.
Okay.
Right.
How about the public toilets? Number 1, 2,
I think that was
at the Albert Market.
that was support from the Chinese embassy.
All right. How much did you receive from Chinese embassy? Do you know?
How much? How much?
How much money was received?
No, there was no money given. What was given is they were used to buying materials as to the materials needed on site.
They will buy the material.
They will buy the materials, and they will bring it on site. We will identify the team that will do the works.
When you say team, are these is a team does it comprise of employees of council or the contractors, people you hire and pay?
Yeah, we have some works that are done by council workers.
Okay.
But you remember at that time, I told you earlier that there was some restructuring done,
Right.
and we lost most of this treatment.
Yes.
So we have to hire out from outside.
Okay, you hired from house.
So
How was this done? The process?
they did all the hire, did all the payment.
Who did they hire?
Chinese embassy. I was just supervising.
You guys were just supervising.
Yeah, I was supervising.
Was this did council incur any financial direct financial expenditure in this?
It could be because the support was not for all the facilities, it's all the things.
It was not for?
It was not for all the works. They might work consulted on the rehabilitation, and we might be responsible for water connection or whatsoever.
So the area council did not take part in any form in relation to the hiring of the contractors for the Albert Market public toilets number 1 and 2. Is that your evidence?
No, we took part because the guys that we identified, because we give them some technical people that they can work with them.
I don't understand. What was the process involved in the hiring of contractors for these projects?
It was not a tender process.
Okay.
It was sort of identifying people that we believe they can do the work, and they engage them.
We as in who?
Council.
Council.
Yeah.
So who was involved in identifying?
I could remember one of them was
No, who was involved in the process of hiring the contractors for public toilet number 1 and number 2?
well, it's from the office of the mayor.
What does that mean? The mayoress gave you names as to who should be the contractors?
No, we were called at the office of the mayor to sit together and identify people that we believe can do.
Who was called?
Myself,
Yes.
the CEO,
Yes.
and I believe the finance director.
Which of the finance directors?
Yeah, we went there.
The name of the finance director?
No, at that time it was, I think, Mohammed Cham.
Cham.
Yeah, it was Cham at that time.
And to get it right, it's for toilet number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah, I think it's about 7 toilets.
7 toilets.
Something like that.
For
The other 2 were maintenance by Kamzu,
okay.
and the other 3, I think, were maintenance by the Chinese.
So it was in that meeting that you guys said would be the recommended contractors.
Well, we were just brainstorming as to who do you think that we can do
Yes.
plumbing, whom do you think that can do
Right.
masonry, and
Right.
who do you think can do
Let's just call them contractors.
contractors, something like
Yes.
that. Yeah.
If you break it down, it may appear to be very insignificant.
Yeah, that is it. That is it.
Understand? I just refer to them as contractors.
Contractors, yeah.
So, how did you identify these contractors?
No, 20 people that we know, that we work with, or that we know before.
Do you have contracts with them?
Whether we have contract with them, signed. Yes, for one of them, I think we have contract with them.
And who's that one?
Is it Aliu Kruma?
Ali Kuroma.
Yeah.
And what was he responsible for? Which of the toilets? Or what was he in general responsible for?
I think it was all the 3 toilets. He was responsible for all the plumbing works, replacement of all worn-out plumbing materials,
Now,
and replacement.
so you had the construction, the plumbing. Was there any electric work?
Yes, of course, but there was no electrician identified by us for that.
So what do we know are the components of this project in relation to the toilets? What were apart from the construction itself and the plumbing, which to me should comprise of
These toilets, they were already existing.
yes.
It is only one that is constructed. The other ones, they were all existing, but the structures have some defects.
Yes.
And the toilet facilities also has some defects.
Yes.
So these were the things that need to be replaced. And along the way, we will do the floor tiling.
Yes.
And the replacement of water chambers.
Right. And what were you to do as the director of planning in support or making sure that these projects were executed duly and properly in the manner which is supposed to be done? What was your role, or what is supposed to be your role?
Anyway, our role at that time was to make sure we take an inventory of what has gone wrong in those toilets.
Yes.
And we submitted the report.
How about the plan for what is needed?
About
the plan for what is needed?
No, I don't understand. Already the building exists already.
So there was no modification in the building?
No,
At all?
Not much. No.
All right. So
some of them, the roofs were completely dilapidated. We have to remove them and redo it. Some of them, the walls has to be repaired. Some of them, the toilets has to be removed and repaired. Toilet seats, toilet tanks.
Do you have the contracts? Can you provide these contracts?
Yes, for that of Ali Kruma, I believe I can provide, because that one definitely I will not hide. I identified Ali Kruma because I know him for his plumbing works. I have been working with him for quite a long time, and I was able to prepare a document that he has signed.
Okay, we will need the Ali Kruma contracts. Okay, the regulations. Very well. Now, why were there no agreements with respect to the other contractors?
Well, that is something that is difficult to explain because
Why?
I was not fully involved in those other ones.
So
Definitely.
you were in the meeting. You were in the meeting when all of you, maybe the senior management meeting.
No, that was not a meeting sort of where we identify and give works at the same time. No, it was just for us to listen to the names that we definitely think they can do the job. Just that was it.
Call someone to a meeting just to listen to names. You yourself came up with a name.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so it was a meeting.
It's sort of identification of contracts that can do the work. Finish.
Exactly. So once you identify the contractors, you will have to have an agreement with them. Absolutely.
But that's what I said. That the clear one I can explain is the one of Ali Kruma. I know there was a contract that I prepared
Yes.
and he signed.
We've had
Yeah.
where there are no contracts.
But the other one of is it Ngany and others, I was not involved, definitely.
You were not involved.
No.
What do you mean you were not involved? What does that mean when you say you were not involved? In what?
In trying to design whatever contract they were giving.
But you were present when they were identified.
Yeah, of course.
That's what I'm saying.
Of course.
That's what I'm asking. You were present when they were identified.
When their names were being called, I was present.
But
Definitely.
you did not recommend them.
No, not actually. I did not recommend them.
No, my point is for you to say you were not involved and for the commissioners to believe that you were not involved, it has to be addition, perhaps solely taken by another individual to have no control over.
No, those were, for example, I can talk about Ngany.
Yes.
That one was identified by the mayor and said we have to give him A, B, C, D. So that was it.
Which ones were identified by the mayor?
Ngany, is it Ngany Cham? Something like this. Yeah, Ngany Cham.
Ngancha was identified by the mayor. So contract should be given to Ngancha
to do A, B, C, D. That was it.
No, we have to come back to what ABCD means. No, what? Yes, that's right. Ngancha, one of the contractors. The contractor is so is it by the mayor?
Yes.
Mayor else? Who else?
What? I think Ngany did all the other ones.
Okay.
And Ali Kurma did the plumbing.
Okay. Because
Ngany was given the works for the tiling, for the doors for the doors.
If you recollect your thoughts as well.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, if you recollect your thoughts, you can always come.
No, those are the only two true contractors.
Okay.
I believe.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Now, the manner in which the contracts were awarded, do you not think that's wrong? That's not proper. There should be a contracts committee.
I couldn't remember whether it was taken to the contract committee or not, but I understand we were told by the mayor at the time that we are getting support from the Chinese embassy.
Yes.
And these people will come over to go to the site and looked at the condition of those toilets.
Right.
And prior to them coming,
yes,
I need to get to the site to ensure that we look at all the things that are supposed to be done.
Right.
And
I understand that. I mean,
that was it.
I understand. But my point is the way you people went about it would have been in total contravention of the law. It contradicts the dictates of the Procurement Act and regulation, right? Because you're not supposed to sit at that level to discuss who contracts should be given. There should be a committee that's appointed to look into the award of contracts and execution of contracts.
Yeah, that's the role of the contract committee.
Exactly. Yeah. So that was not done. But you people were all seasoned in what you do. People knew these things, that would have been a misstep. It would have been an irregular process, right?
Mm-hmm.
Correct?
Yeah, correct.
So why was it done?
Maybe it was the nature of the situation at the time, the market, because there was noise all over about these toilets.
Is that an exception?
No, not actually.
So why would you now allow yourself to be part of a process that is totally flawed, totally irregular, totally inappropriate, very unlawful? No. And the issue here is not the unlawfulness of the process. but the knowledge that it was unlawful, and it was an irregular proceeding. That's what
No,
makes sense.
no. To me, I was not seeing it as illegal because what I thought is since money is not coming direct to us, all they needed was to give them people who work for them.
No.
And wait, let's get in things here because definitely
Go ahead.
that was my opinion. So,
But these people are supposed to be paid.
yeah, I understand.
So if they, and who decides how much they are paid?
It's not that we just sit down and decide how much they are paid. No.
Okay. So how did it go?
Despite we went and took inventory,
Right.
they are also taken to the site to do their own inventory.
Yes.
And do their costing.
So who approves it?
And submit it. The committee.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, the committee
The
look
committee
at their cost.
does not have the standing. The committee is conflicted. One of the things that is really frowned upon by the law is conflict of interest. That's why you have to have an independent independent do you understand? So for you, Mr. Touray, to identify your own contractor, even in good faith, even individual you think you're acting in good faith, would have been totally wrong.
Agreed.
Right?
Agreed.
And so the idea that it was wrong, you cannot convince anybody you're acting in good faith. That's the issue. Because any reasonable person will want to believe that you had a kickback.
Kickback.
Yes.
Those monies are not much.
No.
What?
So today, how much money is much?
No, for me, what I was interested is
No, how much money is much to you?
anything could be much.
Any dollar is too
Yeah,
much.
yeah, can be much. Yeah, I understand.
Any dollar is actually a lot of money when it comes to the public affairs.
Yeah, but for me, where I was looking at was the nature and condition of those toilets at that time.
Not an exception.
So what can be done to make sure that people has access and use it?
Not an exception to the law.
Yeah, that's it.
Totally inappropriate.
No, I agree.
Yes. And the mayor has to coming up with names. Suggesting, or not even suggesting, imposing. Well, the reason why you said you did not take part in it is because it appears to be something that was imposed under the case.
No, not actually. There was something imposed because maybe I was looking at it at a point where I didn't know whether the man has the capacity to do construction or whatsoever. Maybe he's a welder. I know him as a welding of my welder.
Right.
But I didn't know him as a construction.
So did you oppose it?
That time?
Yes.
No.
Were you in the position to oppose it?
No, I did not think of it at all.
Were you in the position to oppose it?
Maybe, but I did not think about it.
Where was it brought to you as a matter of discussion for you guys to decide whether you will go with him or not? We know how it works here. When the mayor speaks or the mayor speaks or people in authority when they speak, everybody appears to jump as high as they want to jump.
No, that's not the case here.
But you did not have the opportunity to oppose it, did you? You said yourself. You said
I have done that in so many occasions.
Not so many. This one,
Yeah.
the manner in which it was done. You had said here multiple times that you did not take part, and so to me, I would interpret that as that you were not in the position to decide who gets that contract, even though you were in the meeting. Did you take part or not? No? In the appointment of the Jam?
That's what I said. I did not. I was just told to go with him on site and show him the
Told by
the mayor
to
see things that he's supposed to do.
So he was imposed.
And
do you agree with that?
Oh, yes, sure.
Exactly. That's the issue. So we move on. Now, did Ngancham complete the contracts that were awarded to him?
Well, if I could remember, he has finished. Yeah, it was only one that was.
Please.
It was only one that was having small snacks to be done, but the other ones I think he finished.
Think.
Yeah.
We know public trial number one.
It's a long
Do you
time.
have the costing for this? Who did the costing for this The renovations, you may call them,
For these
projects. The toilets, 1, 2, 3, 4, the 7 toilets.
No, each of them I think I did the costing
You
first.
have all the costings for this? Can you provide it?
Anyway, I will go and find out, but I don't think so.
Today,
Because no wait, I have done this not once, not twice, not 3 times. These are things that sometimes you will do and council will not do it. So it was at a time when the market people started crying foul.
yes.
Seriously.
Foul in what sense?
That nobody could access the toilets.
And that was there for a long time.
And that, yeah. But I could remember I have done, if it the office at the market, main building, I have costed that, I think more than 4 times, I don't know, 5 times.
Now the question is, do you have those documents?
I will go and find out. Because that's a long time, definitely.
2018 is not a long time.
No, I'm telling you, I have been posting those things in 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019.
I'm talking about 2018.
Yeah, 2018. I think we just did about 2 or 3.
That's not the question. The question
Yeah.
is, do you have the costing?
I'll go and find out.
You don't have a file?
File that I keep for all these works?
Yes, you should.
No, definitely. I'll not lie. I didn't keep all. Some of them I will just do it on paper and finish with it and know the cost. Put it in the budget. That is it.
Okay. Thanks for your honesty.
So those working seats I don't keep at all.
Thank you so much for your honesty today.
Definitely.
But just for the record, is that how things should be done?
No, definitely. It's not.
All right. So we don't stand a chance to have maybe not.
I will go and find out. Maybe I may see some. Definitely. I may see some because I'm good in keeping records.
All right. Now, how were they paid? These contractors.
I think they were paid on installment.
Who paid these contractors?
The improvement was through the office.
Through the office.
Yeah.
So there was some funds received.
I don't think Gany also was through the office.
So there was some funds received, I mean, in cash from the
No,
customers.
that council I wouldn't be able to explain it because I'm not working in the finance, definitely.
Finance.
All I know is as they signed the contract, I authorized for the payments of advance payment.
Okay.
As they finish their first stage,
Right.
I request for a second payment to be done.
Okay. So you have those.
I have my.
Do you have those requests for the payment?
I think it should be possible. Yeah, I can look for that.
I would have thought you'd have come with all these documents that you have listed.
No, I didn't know what I'm going to face or what I'm going to be asked. I was not even looking at to be discussed today.
You were the director of planning.
Definitely.
The director of planning.
The projects are swimming.
The director of planning. Now, just one last issue on this topic. You took the as irregular as were in the process of awarding the contract to Mr. Kuruma on your side and recommending Mr. Kuruma. You still had a contract with Mr. Kuruma. You drafted, right? So at least you have a contract with Mr. Kuruma. Why did you not insist on drafting a contract with Nganyi Cham, even though the mayoress is the one who imposed the contract onto you?
Anyway, it could have been the same thing done, but if I can remember very well, I think prior to Ali Kuruma coming up to start, I think Ganjam has already started working on things before I even go there with him.
Before you were involved?
Yes, definitely.
So your evidence that Ganjam was already identified as the mayoress before you even started the formal process of.
Exactly. So there was no contract signed, definitely.
Right. Now, do you have an effective contract committee?
Yes.
Are you sure about that, Mr. Touray?
I think so. I am part of the contract committee.
You are not?
I'm part of the contract committee.
Yes, but I ask this because You people do not appear to be sitting as a contracts committee and take decisions on contracts.
No, of course, we have been sitting on so many contracts.
Do you have your appointment letter appointing you to the position of to the contracts committee?
I should think, yeah.
It's a no. It happens to be a no. If you're given a letter, you will know.
No, I could not remember, but I believe we are all given letters.
Or how many of you are in the contracts committee?
About 9 of us.
9
I
of you.
think 2 elected councillors, the CEO as the chair, the director of finance, the internal auditor, myself as director of planning, the procurement officer.
Which program officer?
Well, the procurement officers.
No. The ones we have, we know they were not even recognized in their role as procurement officers. BCC do not in any way give respect and regard to
Who is that? Who?
Idenya.
Idenya. I had to sit down here and said
Yes.
that the procurement of beans
Right.
were done in her absence,
Yes.
and I called her after working hours
Right.
and tried to bribe her with her travel together with the mayor at Turkey.
Right.
I want to say here that that's no wait. Let's come in. Let's clear that out because she said it here. I was listening to her. That was a total false.
We were going to get there at some point.
That was a total false.
All the allegations against you or anybody.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, but again, no, just say what you have to say, and then we will certainly come back. You're saying it's false.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything you want to add onto that?
Onto that. Yes, because I just travel. I didn't know about it, and that travel, I think, to Turkey was in January 2020.
Yes.
This particular procurement of 3,000 bins
Yes.
happened around 2018-19. So at that time, Adanja was not part of us at all.
We have
facts are here. I have them all.
You have which facts?
Yes. We conducted 2 procurements on bins. One is about procurement of 3,000 bins, which took place around November, December 2018 to March 2019.
Right.
Supplied by Keba and Sons. The other procurement was about 5,700 bins under the EU, which started around 2020 June to around July, August,
Right.
2020, which was supplied by Fatima Trading. In that procurement of 5,700 bins, that was into which Aidanja was given a communique to attend that meeting, but not in the procurement of Keba and Sons.
Not Keba and Sons.
No, totally. That's why when I had her sit down here and said, I called her from home after working hours. I have never got that connection with Aidanja. I used very close to the bomb, but I know Aidanja since childhood.
We will come to Aidanja and you'll have.
It was totally wrong for her to sit down here and made that allegation. Definitely. No, definitely. Because
Mr. Touray, you are involved in procurement.
Yes, of course.
Yes. You were in the manner in which was so improper from the evidence we have gathered, and you have the opportunity to.
But Council, let her also speak when she's here. So 2018, 2019, she was not part of the contrast committee. How can she be signature be forged?
Let me guide. It's not possible. Let me guide. The truthfulness of the evidences of witnesses is not for us to have to decide. It's for the commissioners. So you will have every opportunity to counter every allegation against you.
Thank you.
Is that not the case?
All right.
And so the truthfulness will be decided by the commissioners. But they will have the right also as well to say whatever they want to say in relation to allegations against anybody.
Thank you.
And so your evidence against their evidence. Her evidence at the time to me seemed to be very convincing.
Thank you.
So when we hear you, also test your evidence as well.
Thank you.
What Ellen Jai said was you guys were heavily involved in procurement.
Thank you.
If it is. devoid of compliance with regulations. There is evidence to that. We have started with the toilets, you and I, and you have honorably agreed that it was definitely contrary to the dictates of the necessary laws and regulations. That's not the case.
Sure.
Is that not the case?
Yeah.
Yes. So even if the dates are missing in relation to whether it was the issue of Keba and Sons or Fatima trading, the bottom line is, the procurement activities done by you people, you, Mr. Touray, Bachiri, the CEO, the mayoress, Rahim Malik Low, totally illegal, totally unlawful.
No, but then, uh, for me, all the procurements that we have done, major, has gotten approval from GPPA.
Major.
All of them.
See, there is no major minor procurement.
No, I call it major because maybe they are of a bigger capacity or whatsoever.
What amount is major to you? From what amount? Talking about public funds.
Yeah, public funds.
We know a GPA as we decide where you are sitting now, and they admitted to the fact that they have been doing what they were supposed to do. They themselves were the first people who flouted the rules in procurement.
Yeah,
they
but
encourage these institutions to conduct corrupt practices in procurement. They know that. They agree to that. Because let me just tell you before we proceed. You purchased dustbin from Keba and Sons for $4,000 for dustbin. You and I know that's insane.
no, about the cost.
Yes.
I will be very honest here, not to say that we have conducted a market survey or whatsoever. No, because for me, my interest at that time was we were expecting these funds from the Ministry of Health,
Right.
from what I know.
Right.
And we did discuss with the I think the special procurement officer
Right.
at Ministry of Health,
Right.
together with the peers.
Right.
I think with the minister or so.
Correct.
There's a lot of that effect.
Right.
And what we were told is,
let me see the first 1%.
Funds are here for you to buy bins.
Yes.
The failure to which in short time these funds has to be refunded.
How much they tell you?
No, I didn't know the amount totally because
Can we see the letter, please?
I was not given the amount. So the letter I have was the letter that we wrote to them again when we gone midway the process. Yeah, but I didn't have the first communication with them and the mayor. So, as I said at that time, because I was overseeing the cleansing services, so I was very much interested in having the bins purchased so that the collection could be done effectively.
But they tell you in 2019, a bin of that sort will be $4,000. You know that that cannot be processed.
No, I said honestly, I did not do the market shopping. I have to be very honest.
I agree with you. But even with respect to the absence of a market way, you understand? With respect to the absence of a market survey, any reasonable person would know that that bin cannot cost $4,000.
No, I did not cost at that time. Definitely.
You've never purchased a bin like that?
Before.
Yes.
That was my first time.
Now, privately, individually, you don't have a bin?
No.
You don't have a bin.
Where I live, you could credit never come to my house. I always bought my waste.
So you thought $4,000 was a reasonable price?
I thought so, definitely.
But let me tell you.
I was not looking at the cost that I told you. I was looking at buying the way waste have been put in bags, the way dogs scatter waste every time in the streets, and how could it easily be collected by our trucks. That's definitely.
We look at the problem of the people.
Mm-hmm.
The people are supposed to serve. We look at their problem and we use it as leverage. That's what we do. We use it as an excuse.
No, understand me. I'm not taking excuse. Understand me.
stand and tell you
Not
that those who give excuses for flouting procurement rules and raising the money that you're supposed to purchase a bottle of water and you paid $5 for it. And the reason is I knew that the person I'm giving the water to was so thirsty, and if he didn't drink, he will die. It's not an excuse.
That was not there.
You understand what I'm trying to say? It's
Yeah.
not an excuse. We have robbed the people already, so we can't use them as excuses as well. We can't. So to give you information, that dustbin in 2025 does not even cost $4,000.
I'll agree with you. At that time, but to be honest, at that time, I did not also do a market survey to find out how much it will cost. So definitely.
So if you purchase twice the price, or almost 3 times the price, that would really be totally a robbery, daylight robbery, on whosoever part. We applied a letter addressed to the procurement specialist, Minister of Health, Banjul, approval to use restricted tender, signed by the Chief Executive Officer, to be in relation to the funds from the Ministry of Health, to be permitted to and marked as before.
No way.
A letter dated the 1st of February 2019 from Banjul City Council. It has reference 96 stroke BCC stroke 91. It is addressed to the procurement specialist, PCU, Ministry of Health, and it has the caption approval to use restricted tender. It is signed by the CEO of Banjul City Council. It is addressed to the Lord Mayor, BCC, Director General, GPPA, PS Ministry of Health, PS Ministry of Local Government and Lands, and a file copy is maintained. This letter is admitted in evidence as an exhibit and it is marked as LGC/BCC/KT/003.
As the commercial places. Now,
Sorry, can I apply to have a copy of that? Because that's the only copy I have.
yes, the witness wants to have a copy of the letter, the exhibit. Honorable Chairman.
Mr. Touray, it is noted. We will provide you.
Thank you.
Today, just for the record, I believe you had said Edenjai was not with you in 2018.
No.
Okay, maybe you are genuinely mistaken. Edenjai was there since 2014. You have his appointment as assistant procurement officer. The date is 24. The reference is made to you. To your letter dated to date of January 2014. I'm pleased to inform you you have been offered appointment as assistant procurement officer on grade 7-1, the newly government integrated pay scale.
No, get me right. I am not saying she was not appointed in 2015 or so. But I am telling you, at that time, she was not working directly with the contract committee. There was now the half now.
No, you use the word appointed.
No, I didn't say appointment at all.
Okay,
Not at all. I said at the time Adanja was, we were procuring these bins. Adanja was not with the contract committee.
With the contract committee.
Yeah, that's what I
That's
said.
what you meant.
Yeah.
Oh, so who was with the contract committee? Which procurement officer?
I know Dawda Hafna was working with us.
Who?
Dawda Hafna.
Dawda Hafna was
In Hafna in 2014. That she was with Adanja doing
Right.
the same post.
Right.
I think 14, 15, 16. I have minutes of those ones. You see.
The issue of Keba and Sons would be. May I have the letter that I? Yeah, let me just read the letter you have here. It says, attached to the letter is an approval from the GPA to use a restricted tender method for the procurement of 3,000 dustbins.
Yeah.
Following our discussions with the health ministry officials, Dembo Fati, in which they stated that failure to procure the bins would result to funds sent back to sponsors. Do you have this letter?
Do you have?
The letter from the Minister of Health saying they will send the funds back?
Well, I tried to look at it all over in my documentation, but I couldn't.
Was the letter sent?
I believe so.
Or was it? Because I noticed that this term is mostly used by institutions that wants to use funds sometimes. Just to say that if you don't use them, it's going to be sent back. But did you see a letter from Minister of Health?
That's what I'm saying. Maybe the CEO would have it or the records may have it.
Did you
But
see?
I did not see it
You were
from my records.
But you were just informed.
Yes, I was informed that funds are coming from the Ministry of Health.
And so if you
And that was why we wrote that reply letter to tell them how progress we have made.
yes.
Yeah.
We made it clear that the council is at advanced stages in the procurement process. Having obtained the restricted tender approval, we are going to immediately write to a few suppliers who would submit their bids. Did you do this?
Yes, I think that was why we even requested for shortening of the process.
Why would you shorten the process?
For 2 weeks, so that we will definitely secure these funds and
Why
buy this.
the tender? Why would you seek to restrict the tender?
Yeah. The reason why was to avoid getting into too long a process that would definitely deny us from getting these funds used within the time frame.
No, you only restrict a tender when the product that you are to procure, you have known suppliers and it's exclusive and you don't find them everywhere in the market. These are just the general reasons as to why you will restrict the tender.
No, that was not the case here. The case was we discussed with Minister of Health and we were given short time to make sure that the process is completed or otherwise the funds will be refunded.
How much time were you given?
2 weeks. That is what we have mentioned in the letter.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
This letter is your letter from the CEO's office addressed to the Minister of Health.
No, the letter that comes from them. We were this is a response letter to that.
We don't see that.
Yeah.
Let me read to you what the law says in relation to this detected tender. It says the method is essentially the pre-qualification method, with the exception that the shortlist is established by the procurement organization without pre-qualification or open advertisement. Under this method, the procurement organization restricts the issue of bidding documents to a limited number of specified economic operators.
Yeah, I understand.
Keba Jones was here. He's coming back. He said he had never had experience in this.
I know very
The contractor was given to Keba and Sons with that the undertaking that he must demonstrate that he had had prior experience. That was not the case. He admitted to that. But we'll come to that. It says the goods, works, or services required are of a specialized nature or can only be obtained from a limited number of specialized economic operators or reputable sources. You see, all this is in the negative with Keba and Sons.
No, I think in the case here.
Finish reading. And you have your time. All of whom are known to the procurement organization. B, the time and cost of considering a large number of bids is disproportionate to the value of the procurement. Again, this was defeated. C, there is an urgent need for the goods, works, or services that there will be insufficient time for the procurement organization to engage in open bidding, provided that the circumstances giving rise to the urgency could not have been foreseen by the procurement organization. D, it falls within the thresholds established for it in the regulation. 3, unless the tender falls within the thresholds contemplated for it in the regulation, this method shall be deployed with prior approval. 4, under this method, the shortlist shall consist of a minimum of 5 economic operators. 5 minimum. And the procuring organization shall receive at least 3 responsive bids or quotations or proposals. And 5, the procuring organization must justify the choice of the economic operators invited to participate. You see, you guys take this for granted. You take this for granted. So you can go ahead with what you wanted to say.
No, Council, maybe you need to look at all the other documents that accompany the procurement of the 3,000 bins.
Can you please repeat that?
Yeah, you need to go through all the documents I have here for the procurement of the 3,000 bins.
Okay, please, let's go through them one by one.
Yeah, so that you can be able to understand. Maybe it's the urgency at that time, I told you, because waste was being discriminated dumping within Banjul. And for me, the easiest way of making sure that Banjul is clean, that was my agenda.
Today, I have told you we not supposed to use
I understand
the problems of the people to justify inactions.
No, the issue of Keva, I want you to understand. 3 companies we are written to.
The law says 5.
But who?
The law says minimum of 5.
Yeah, it was not 5, 3.
Rule number 1 broken.
I have to be honest. It was 3.
And who are these 3?
I think it was J Balaji.
J?
Is it J Balaji? J Balaji.
J Balaji.
Yes.
Okay.
And Grunad.
Come again?
Grunad. It's one of the Chinese shop. Grunad.
As in G-R-O-N?
No. G-R. G-U-R-A. N-A-C, I don't know, something
Okay.
like Grunak.
We can always get the...
And yes, and Keva and Sons.
Okay.
None of these other 2 responded. Only Keva and Sons responded.
We know why.
Exactly.
We know
So
why.
This was it.
We know why. Because Keva and Sons is the mayor's Keva and Sons. The mayor is Keva and Sons.
No, for me, I didn't know at the time.
But Keva and Sons knew that. The CFO knew that.
I wouldn't tell. I wouldn't know.
When did you know?
Me.
Yes.
The time of delivery, because if I could remember, the first time I saw Keva in the bid opening,
Right.
I started having 2 minds. Because the one I saw coming to buy the bids, the document at the time,
Right.
lived at Gem Senegal.
Right.
And I later met him at the state house. I don't know whether they're twins or they're brothers. The surname also is Drame.
Okay.
Keba also is Drame. So I didn't know that Keba was living with the mayor at the time. No.
But then you suspect at the first delivery you suspected some foul play?
No. No, wait. No, I have to be honest. I'm definitely not going to tell lie here.
Absolutely, I trust that.
Yes. That is why when you asked about the price, I said I have not done market survey. Definitely, to be avoided.
Right.
So knowing Keba and Sons to be relative to the mayor, at that time I didn't know.
When did you know?
It was during the time of delivery.
Yes.
That I came to know that Keba and Sons is a relative to the mayor.
And not only a relative, they lived together.
That's what I'm saying. I have never been to the mayor's house at that time. So I never knew.
Mr. Drame?
But I told you the one I know used to live in Gem Senegal. And they are brothers.
Yes.
That was why the other time I met him at the state house, I have to ask him, my brother, do you have another brother? Local like you? He said, yes, Keba. He gave me the name Keba.
Yes. And when you knew that, you were surprised.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
What came into your mind?
No, that was definitely. I didn't mean that I knew that before. this contract will not be approved, definitely.
So then you realize that for the issue of Keba, you perhaps, to use the words in the streets, you have been played. So, by the minorities.
Yeah, so.
You understand?
Yeah.
And you said you have some documents in relation to Keba and Sons. Do you want to?
Yeah, for the same procurement.
Okay, can we see this document before we proceed on this issue?
No, no.
We apply to tender the following documents as provided by the witness in relation to the 3,000 dustbins procured by BCC through Keba and Sons. The first is a GPA letter addressed to the Chief Executive Officer. The date is 29th of January 2019. The heading is restricted tender for dustbins. We have the minutes of contracts committee meeting, 24th of December 2018. Those attendants were Mr. Bacheli, CEO, Mohamed Cham, Acting Director of Finance, Katim Touray, Director of Planning and Development, Omar B. J. Touray, Deputy Mayor, and Pa Baba Chan, Councillor. We have a letter addressed to Director of General GPA from the Chief Executive Officer BCC, 24th of December 2018. Attached to it are the minutes of the meeting of the and the necessary procurement forms. And the conflict of interest declarations. We have the 2nd of January 2019, GPA letter address to GPA letter, sorry. Let me take that again. The Director General GPA was in a letter on the 2nd of January 2019 by the Chief Executive Officer. We have 3rd January 2019, a letter addressed to the Chief Executive Officer from the Gambia Public Procurement Authority. We have another one, 8th of January 2019, a letter from GPPA addressed to the Chief Executive Officer, Banjul City Council. We have 17th of January 2019, GPA letter addressed to the Chief Executive Officer. 5th February 2019, Banjul City Council addressed a letter to that of admin, that of finance BC, that of general GPPA, and the managing director, Guru Kripa Training, managing director, J. Balaji Enterprise, and managing director, Keba and Sons Limited. We have 6 February 2019, a GPPA letter addressed to the Chief Executive Officer. February 2019, an invitation addressed to the Director General GPA, inviting GPA for the bid opening. Contracts committee meeting on the procurement of 3,000 wheelie bins, opening of tender, 14th of February 29th. We have the combined technical certifications from Keba and Sons, Central Chief Executive Officer, BC. Together with the bid security from Zenith Bank and the bid guarantee. So we have a letter from Banjul City Council addressed to the Director General GPA, Keraba Avenue, for the invitation. The date is 11th of February 2019. A submission of approval for of evaluation report from GPEA addressed to the Chief Executive Officer, Banjul City Council. Notification of award, 6th March 2019. The contract form and the bid and contract document for procurement of the goods in relation to the 3,000 dustbins, all to be admitted into evidence as exhibit in relation to the procurement of 3,000 dustbins from Keba and Sons for BCC.
16 documents in relation to the procurement of 3,000 dustbins from Keba and Sons are hereby admitted in a bundle as exhibit in evidence, and they are marked as LTC slash BCC slash KT slash 004.
As the Commission pleases. Yes, now.
Madam Chair, can I apply to get by my copies?
Mr. Touray, we will avail you with copies.
Thank you, ma'am.
The exhibit.
Thank you.
Yes, I can't go through all now, but I think you will be able to guide us in relation to this. So I see that you've also said that up to 3 potential suppliers, correct?
Yeah.
And how were they sent the invitation to bid for the 3,000 hospitals?
How were they sent?
Sent the notice.
Official letters were written to them.
Okay, how do we know they have received it?
Unless we look at the choir book that the messenger went with.
Who sent the notice?
From the house of the CEO.
We have it here. It says the council would like to procure documents. Attached to this is a set of technical. See, this is important. It's important because for the conflict of interest that exists between Keba and Sons and the mayors and the manner in which the contracts were awarded to Keba and Sons, I just have to be straightforward with you. Yeah. Keba and Sons having no prior knowledge, experience in dealing with these dustbins of this nature, admitted to that here. Doesn't even have a company. It's a trading business, but that's okay. There was no reason genuine enough for him to emerge as a winner. In fact, it appeared to be everything was staged for him to just be the only person to be present for the bid opening for a $13 million contract. In a normal sense, there would have been an extension if the price was genuine. You understand? There would have even been an extension to get the best. Because now GPA was involved, the funds will be secured. But everything was staged for Keba. This we know. He had benefited so much from BCC. If it was not genuinely he's a Gambian like any other, but he had lived with the mayor for so long. So many years. The mayor implanted Keba and Sons, the mayoress. Very clear. We have the evidence to that effect. But my point now is, you sent to the managing director, Guru Kripa Trading, managing director, J. Balaji Enterprise, managing director, Keba and Sons Limited. No evidence of receipt of the bid document. It reads, attached to this is a set of technical specifications developed for the above type of dustbins being procured. The council is presently facing constraints. As a result, we are soliciting an agreement which would allow the council to make payments as follows: 10%, then 70%, then 20%. The submission of bid should be by 14th of February 2019. The bid document are $1,000 each. You understand? So, but you don't know whether the other two were sent.
That's what I said. Maybe we look at the registry book.
The choir.
Yeah, the choir book.
With the office of the CEO.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, it was your evidence that only Keba were present.
Yeah, at that time, definitely.
So why was it not extended? You did not have, Keba did not meet the necessary requirements as per law. Why was it not extended in the time?
Maybe Keba did not meet the other additional criteria, but the technical specs that were submitted at that time, looking at the size of the bin, the colors,
yes,
the wheels,
yes,
it's listed there.
Yes,
those ones were met. Maybe the other ones that were supposed to be met, that is the experience, as you said.
So the loss.
Yeah, those maybe the
because remember, it says for you to adopt a restricted method of procurement, those are preconditions.
Yeah, so
and they are not negotiable. They are mandatory.
Sure.
So that's why I said they were fundamental.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. So which means he did not meet the requirement, the core requirement. So why was it not cancelled?
We will not be able to decide on that because I say I will not be able to decide on that at the time because I told you the funds were there for a limited time to be told.
You told.
Yeah, I was told. Yeah,
we will not
Definitely.
by the narrative that funds were there.
No, that's what I'm saying. I was told.
So, your job or any person's job in the Conduct Committee would be to go by what the law says.
Exactly. So, yeah.
And if we don't have a winner, we don't have a winner. So why was it not the case that Keba Sons was not awarded the contract? Why would you not say that was not proper? Yes?
No, I told you already. That was not said, definitely.
Why?
That's definitely. That's what I said. That was not, nothing was said on that. We went ahead and request for approval to go ahead with the award, and GP has given the approval. Then we award the contract.
Put it. A date appointed or selected for or chosen for bid opening. Even before the bid opening, you sent out your required notices invitation. You only have one person responding. You think that was really logical to proceed with that?
That is something else. But for me, that's what I'm telling you. I was seated.
No. Just answer
No,
my
no.
question.
Wait, let's come down. I agree with all what you are saying. But where I was at that time also, I told you I was overseeing this cleaning services department.
Let me be honest to you.
And there was serious problems at the city
Right.
that I wanted to address.
Let me be honest to you.
So definitely.
You don't appear to know much about the dustbin.
No, yeah, definitely.
You can say it openly because unless they come and then implicate you, the CEO, because we know there have been kickbacks. In this, it doesn't make sense. From your evidence, I would convince to your word for it. There are other implications in other procurement activities, other suspicious transactions. For this one, you had said you do not even know that the mayoress was there to Keba and Sons.
No,
Correct?
definitely.
Good. And you were told that funds were limited, and then there was a timeline. But you haven't seen the communications to that effect.
Exactly.
Okay?
Yeah.
And so from all indications, you do not know. And you did not receive money as well from this?
No. I have no connection with Keba. I did not know Keba at all.
Have no reason as well
No.
to say otherwise. But I am just saying, this is the thing, Mr. Touray. When you flag use in financial dealings, it's going to be difficult to convince anybody, especially when the process was so flawed in relation to paying exorbitant amounts of money.
No, I agree.
Reasonable amounts of money for procurement.
I agree.
Then the reasonable conclusion would be money has traded hands. You have worked in this country for so long.
Yeah, but I can hold the Quran and definitely have not done anything from him.
Exactly.
No.
So that's the issue.
I didn't know anything about that.
That's the issue. Where the dustbins delivered?
Yes.
All the 3,000 were delivered?
For that one, I can attest to that.
How were they delivered?
I was the one receiving them. They were from some from Keba himself.
Keba said he did not deliver.
He said that.
Yes.
It's not true.
He said he did not deliver. Do you have a delivery note?
Would Keba...
Go ahead.
No, that one I have to look at. Will Keba sit at home receiving all these monies and send the bins without knowing the person he's going to send the bins to? He will not.
He will.
Yeah, he said that.
He will do that. You know why he will do that? He lives with the mayoress.
But that doesn't mean that, because when you come also, somebody might not receive it, or somebody might receive put it in the wrong place also.
You will receive it.
No,
you will. You have received it. You received the goods, some from Keba. The rest that you did not receive from Keba, why did you receive it? The rest that you did not receive from him, why was it received?
That was because he came in the first time and delivered some and told me that subsequently, because he is going to be painting the sites, he has some writing to be done.
Right.
He might not have time, but he may send somebody to bring it.
Right.
That's why also.
Was there a delivery note?
No, there was not a delivery note. I did not receive that.
See, how can you receive?
No, I did not.
3,000 dustbins without delivery note to them?
When I fully remember receiving delivery note from him.
Okay.
But I know that all the quantities he has been supplying, I have been getting daily entry because they were all packed at the back at the square.
I don't doubt.
Yeah.
I'm now saying, how can you receive 3,000 dustbins, the total of which, a value of which is $13 million, and you do not have a delivery note?
Yeah, because the thing is, some of these documents are always submitted at the finance department,
No.
not to us directly.
There has to be.
No. Let's understand here. The way I'm telling you, the way councils work, because I'm not making the payments, it may be given to the finance director or it may be given to the finance manager. For me, my role was to make sure that the bins are intact.
So
I received 3,000 bins, and what is supposed to be written on the sides of the bin is written,
so when you speak like
and all the covers and the connections are there.
when you talk like that,
Yeah.
the way controls work, it appears you are not speaking from the people.
Yes, so
You understand?
not everything that we are doing is in line with
It has to be in line with the.
Yeah,
Right?
actually, so.
Yes. So I am concerned about what should be done as opposed to what was done. But I appreciate you telling me
Yeah.
how it was done. I appreciate it very, very well.
Yeah.
But coming from seasoned people, working all your life in council or working all your life in this country, rising through the ranks, it would almost be intentional for the basic conformity with regulations to not be present.
No.
Why is a delivery not important?
No, it's very, very important.
Why?
That's the thing that will be able to tell you that the item has been delivered in accordance with what we should.
Accordance with legal specifications.
Yeah.
So the law requires there has to be an examination and receipt committee.
Yeah.
Now, if we are to say there were no documents delivered, because someone raised the question, someone had to tell me that there were no documents delivered.
Well, I don't know who that person must be because I had to hear the admin manager sit here.
There is
No, wait, and said the way those bins were distributed, he did not even know. But that is not true. For me, I received the 3,000 bins, and the way they were distributed, special forms were being prepared for everyone that received a bin would sign.
what was prepared?
Special forms were prepared,
For,
distribution forms.
yes,
Any compound or any person who is receiving a bin
yes.
would sign this form.
Where are those forms?
The form is here.
Where are the signatures for all the people that have signed?
No, there was a file.
Where is the file?
The file was given to the external auditors when they were at the office. I could not trace the file, but I was able to get a copy
Of
from the forms that was issued.
a copy of the forms that were issued.
Yeah,
Where are the copies of the forms that were signed?
the whole file. No, I couldn't see the whole file because I took the file and gave it to the external auditors
It's the issue.
for them to check.
That's the issue. Now the file is not present. Even if the file was present, the file would not state that these dustbins were dustbins that were procured and supplied by Keba and Sons. See why it is very technical.
But the file will be able to show you how much bins we have been submitted because all the signatures would have been there for the total 3,000. Yeah, so
Assuming that there is a file, we haven't seen the file. I just trust you. But I'm just saying now that even if the file is present, the file will not have information to state that these were the dustbins procured by Keba and Sons.
Yeah.
So that is the importance of.
sure, because it is not accompanied by a delivery note. Sure.
So now there is no dustbin. If I have to tell you that there are no 2,000 dustbins paid but not delivered.
No, but then I will not be able to agree on that. Definitely, because I received the adjustments from Kebab.
Well, now proof that there were dustbins.
Direct, physically, I'm saying. I have not seen the delivery note.
I agree. Proof there were dustbins.
Maybe if I look at my phone, I'll be able to get some pictures.
Your phone.
Yeah.
The
So,
pictures would not show that these were the 3,000 dustbins procured from Keba and Sons and delivered in them.
but between me and God, I know that these are the streets of something that are submitted by Kebab and Sons.
Good. Sorry to say. But the issue is we don't bring that issue here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You understand that? We are not God. That's why we are asking questions. God doesn't ask questions.
So,
He knows. We don't know. The commissioners don't know. They want to see the evidence because they are not God.
that's true. That's true.
So where is the evidence?
That's true.
If I have to tell you, genuinely trust that you received the download, my opinion does not matter. I don't at all. I do.
Yeah, but I know I have to say 3,000.
No, I believe it's irrelevant.
No, true. That's true. That's true.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
That's true.
That is the reason why we conform with regulations, Mr. Touray.
Yeah, definitely. That's
Just
not,
like that.
that's not been corrected. Yeah.
Yes. But again, you may have a burden in this, but Mr. Bacheli and the mayor will have a lot to explain about this.
Yeah, sure.
But you're part of the conduct committee and you really did not do what you were supposed to do in making sure you award the contract in the right manner. And you were in agreement with process as the minutes will show, the minutes read that you agreed, all of you agreed to award this to Keva and Sons without doing due diligence. GPPA, they also aided you, the contracts committee, in this flawed process.
Sure. Yeah.
They did. For $13 million. 15% VAT. Was that paid? Do you know?
The
VAT.
VAT.
Yes.
No, I am not in finance, but I don't think it's paid. No.
See? The contractor charged you for $13 million. 15%, $1,950,000 was said to be an extra charge
I think
for VAT.
I think 1.8.
Well, 13 by 15% of 13 million. Okay.
It's in that document I gave you.
Yeah, I see 1,800,000.
Yeah, something like that.
That will be less than 15.
But there was no evidence of payment of
Less than 50%.
yeah,
I think.
something like that.
So the calculation is even the calculation is flawed. See, 13,800,000 is the contract sum, right?
Yeah.
15% of that will be $2,070,000.
But he wrote 1.8. I think.
No, he wrote 1.8.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
But I'm just saying, going by the actual calculation,
Yeah.
will be $2,070,000. But even if you are going by 1.8, $1,800,000 is extra for VAT, not paid, no evidence of payment.
No,
Where did the money go?
No, I can't tell.
Were you not interested?
No, as I said, I was not dealing with finance at all, definitely.
Okay.
About his payment and whatsoever, I was not definitely looking after that, definitely.
No problem. I think on your part as that of planning member of the conduct committee, I believe we have had enough in relation evidence in relation to the 13,800,000 dustbins. To be fair with you. Any questions on the dustbins before I proceed with the witness?
No questions.
So we have again, you may refer to the 16th of June 2023 statement in relation to the public toilet and the fish smoking area, $238,780.
Fish smoking.
Is that a council funded project?
Let me check. Sorry. Which of the statement?
Your first statement of the 6th of June 2023.
16th of June, yeah.
Right. Third page. Fourth page, sorry. Item number 6. The public toilet and the fish smoking area.
Fifth page, yeah.
Come again, sir?
Which page?
The fourth page, paragraph 6.
No, that was from the EU project.
Please speak into the microphone.
Sorry, that was from the EU project.
That's the EU project.
Yeah.
Okay. How was the procurement done? Who was the contractor?
Some construction.
Sam and Sons.
Yeah, that I was not involved in the selection of the contractor.
You were?
I was not part of the selection of the contractor.
Okay. Was the contract duly executed?
Yes.
Was it completed?
Yes, it was completed.
Certificate of completion. Do you issue certificate of completion?
No, for that. No.
Why?
It was directly under the project team at that time.
But it's council's funds. The funds of councils include donations, grants. All of these are council's funds. The Finance and Audit Act 2004 clearly spells out what council's funds are. So there appears to be a notion or a perception that if you have donations or grants, they may not include be counted as council's funds. That would be wrong.
Council, this was not directly under the control of my department.
Department.
Yeah.
Okay. The public toilet at the Wafi Jago.
Yeah, both of them. They were all given to the same guy, some construction.
Sam, and it's not under your department.
No.
The abattoir slaughterhouse, 1.7 million.
Yeah, that was under our department.
Not with you.
Under our department, yes.
Under your department.
Yes.
What can you tell us about that one?
That one was also an in-house project.
Okay.
That was carried out by the department.
I've planned.
Yeah.
How was the contractor? Who was the contractor, and how were they identified?
No, how was what identified? The contractor.
Who was the contractor?
No, it was not only given to one contractor.
How many contractors?
We were hiring on a daily basis to do the job, and they are paid
on a daily basis.
Yeah.
How are you accessing the funds then?
It was given to me by interest.
How much interest?
No, different amounts. Not.
Did you retire of all this?
Yes.
You have the retirement with you?
No, not here with me.
You able to produce all the retirement for this 1.7 million?
Unless I check with the finance. I don't have any of those documents.
Okay, please write it down. We'll call you back.
I don't have all documents.
Awesome. Retirement.
I could remember during the audit exercise, I had an engagement with the external auditors, and they went through all of this one by one.
Right.
That was a direct engagement between me and them.
Right.
Because they had some of the receipts and some of the transactions.
Right.
And they did confirm all the retirements.
I can also tell you that they testified here as well. The entire auditors, they have testified here. We have seen some repetitions of actions from them in some instances. Because everyone thinks that there will not be action.
There will not be
action. You understand? So for some issues are just generally a repetition. And there are sometimes connivance with respect to the people that they investigate.
No, I don't think so. Definitely.
Not in your case.
No.
We have Lamin, so he was very surprised because he hosted the auditors and then provided them with accommodation and daily meal, and then he happened to be shocked.
No, but it's a different case. I did not know any of those auditors.
Okay.
And the time they were calling me to engage me on that.
If that was done, then it would be difficult to do it again.
No, it depends. Anyway, we will go and check at the documentary center place.
All right.
To see.
Okay. It would have been difficult to do it again.
But I have sat down with them directly, and they looked at each of these interest documents one by one.
Okay.
And they did confirm that they were audited, and I think they have written in the audit report. It's there.
Okay. Okay. Then please provide those material.
I will go and check. I will go and check.
But how were you doing the procurement? Were you the one doing the procurement yourself?
Yes, so that's what I'm saying.
Why?
That was a project that we decided that we will do in-house under the supervision of Director of Planning.
Who decided?
It was on a council meeting. I think I can provide the general council.
Please provide the general council. So in the general council, they decided that both the administration and the procurement of the items or the goods or the material would be done by the Director of Planning. Is that what is decided in the meeting?
Yeah, because the reason why is if the department was having all these operatives together,
Yes.
then they would have been purchasing the material for us, and we do the works, and we request for payments of these people. But because of this restructuring, some of the maintenance has left.
Yes.
And there was very poor salary for the maintenance too, and very poor salaries.
Yes.
Paid to the maintenance.
Right.
At that time.
Right.
Which I have made follow up to have it increase.
Right.
Because the labor value was definitely going up.
Right.
Day by day.
Correct.
So it was not possible. So a lot of them left to the private sector. Some were sent home. So that was why we were taking this money directly to purchase the material and pay.
How do you know you were purchasing the materials at the right prices? How do you know that?
I think it's not big. Budget is not big. All materials we have been purchased from Gimpex. Shops are there, telephone numbers are there on receipts, which you can call and find out.
So you did that?
No, auditors did that, not me, because they were the one confirming whether a bag of cement was costing the amount that is there.
Forget
at the point.
Forget now. So you were here.
Yeah.
Forget we were not present. Nobody was present during the time when you had the auditors. We don't see any evidence to show they had confirmed the purchasing. I will do it.
Council, I don't think I would be mad enough definitely to go and buy materials to buy road at $300, and I come and write some $1,000 when I know definitely it's easy access for you to get things from Jebalaji here.
You were not supposed to do it in the first place.
Yes, I agree. When the auditors took me through, I definitely knew that if it was today, I would not have been taking all that interest with me. No, definitely. At that time, no. My interest was to make sure that the job is being done. So at that time.
In the right manner.
It's not done.
In the right manner.
Exactly. Yeah.
In accordance with laid down procedure. You knew this. That's the issue. You knew this, and then you allowed yourself to have millions in your hand to decide who is to be paid what, how they are supposed to be paid. Don't have been fatal. Don't have been really, really serious. You have a unit for that.
Yeah, that's what I said at that time. Yeah, definitely.
You had a unit for that. That's what they were supposed to do. You could have just overseen the administration of the pit. But if money is to be paid, they should be paid in the right manner. Not in your name, certainly. That's not. I think we violate the interest, the spirit as to why the law will provide for interest or petty cash. That is not certainly the purpose. These are projects. They are not emergency expenditures where an officer of council will be required to make certain payments and afterwards account for it. These are projects. They are planned. It's not the case. They are planned.
So, but that's what I said the other time. The council has been operating in that way quite a long time. I found that there.
Whose fault?
Whose?
Whose fault?
Our fault. So
These are people that are qualified, highly qualified, you're educated. And in most of your appointments or the promotion, they will tell you to familiarize yourself with the relevant laws and regulations. All of you people know that there are regulations. You know, there is a financial manual, you know, there is an audit and financial audit act, you know, there is a procurement act and a regulation. Everyone at that level will know that. You guys are not revenue collectors, with all due respect.
no, but then council, I think you need to know something also. The way councils operate. Sometimes you may be in council for so many years, you will not even see these documents. You will not even know about them.
I don't disagree.
So no, wait. Look at the appointment letters they have been giving us.
Yes.
Didn't you ask me about my confirmation from my temporal appointment?
Yes.
So how many years I have been having that temporal appointment? I have not seen any confirmation.
Right.
So such things have been happening. You be given appointment and you will not be even what you are talking about now. Familiarize yourself with ABCD. It is up to you to make sure that when you are there, you start looking at them.
See,
Sometimes your appointment letter is so short that you don't even have your property or
see,
so these are all councils definitely.
you do know why I disagree with you on that part? Because you rose through the ranks. You were in a decision-making body.
Yes, I didn't say I didn't know, definitely. Yeah, definitely.
So, see, Mr. Kamara had just shown me your appointment letter. It reads that you are hereby offered temporary appointment and city guard a grade 2-1 and goes on the third paragraph. As an employee of council, you are required to acquaint yourself with the provisions of council's general orders and financial instructions. See?
But then you actually you not provided for. It's not provided for you to see.
At this level, you may have a pass. This was you as a city guard grade 2. You may have a pass. At your level as a director, you will not have a pass, friends. You and I know this. You are different, Mr. Touray, in 1993. You were way different in 2018. Your level of understanding, education has really significantly. You're highly educated, highly experienced. That's why you have all these promotions. Mr. Touray in 1993.
I know very well.
So don't use Mr. Touray in 1993 to justify your action in 2018.
No, that was just an example.
It did not fit the description. It didn't fit the subject matter. That's the point. So the other one is 1.5 million construction of storage facilities. 8 stores. Do you have the documents for this?
Yeah, that one also was retired, and the structure is completed.
And you will provide the retirement.
It was all checked by the external auditors.
I don't work.
We're going.
I don't work for the Department of External Audit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're going to look at it.
Okay. The perimeter fence for the temporary waste dumping site at Albert Market. 968,000.
But
260.
council, let's have something correct here. These the amounts you are talking about here, they are the estimates for the projects. Yeah, not actually what is all spent.
What was spent?
Yeah.
Okay. So when you provide us with what was given to you, was an impress given to you?
What is?
Were you given impress as well?
Yeah, these are the two projects.
Okay. So once you provide documents, they will speak for themselves, right? So we have the Crab Island rehabilitation walks. That's the EU Austin Banjul City Link project. You recall this?
Yes.
The estimate 217,561 euros, 0.43.
Yes.
All right. What can you tell us about that stuff?
The Crab Island project.
Yes.
This was an EU funded project.
You may proceed. I'm just verifying something.
This was an EU funded project. And I could remember, I think around 2015-16.
Yes.
Or earlier that time when I was working with Peter.
Yes.
To look at structures within Krabera. I could remember being part of the concept development.
Yes.
I think I submitted the first survey report on all the existing structures at Krabera and their cost of renovation.
Right.
But that was revised, I think, for many times.
Right.
Because it was so long a time that the time the project started being implemented.
Okay. What were the components of the Procurement Island rehabilitation?
Rehabilitation of existing structures.
What existing structure?
The classroom blocks.
The
classroom blocks.
Okay.
And the main conference hall.
Yes.
Together with offices and the radio station.
Right.
The landscaping of the ground area. Construction of a basketball center.
Right.
And there was this drainage works to be done. I think the works were divided into 4 lots. Yeah.
So do you have contracts signed for? So you have 4 contractors?
No.
2. And who are these contractors?
Eco Farm working on lot 1 and lot, yeah. And then I think Jalopalong work on lot 3 and lot 4. Jalopalong. Did they
finish this? Did they sign a contract?
Yes, they all signed a contract.
You have those copies of these contracts as well?
Yes, it should be in my car.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Then after the break, we will.
Yeah, I can provide that. It's in my car.
How were these contractors? How were they awarded these contracts?
It was through an open tender.
Open tender.
Yeah.
Okay. How was it conducted?
It was all published in the newspapers, and I think they came to buy bids.
Okay.
And there was a time frame to submit those bids.
Okay. Was it handled by the contracts committee?
Yes. Together with the standing committee.
Do you have minutes to that effect?
Yeah, there are minutes.
Will you be able to provide the minutes?
I should be able to.
Right. Now, did you issue certificate of? Did they complete?
Eco Farm completed.
They completed. Did you issue?
Eco Farm completed.
Was there a certificate of completion?
No, not yet.
Why?
Recently, the time he was finishing the works.
Yes.
I was at that time sent on administrative leave.
Okay.
So I couldn't visit the site to finalize the job.
Okay.
But I think the consultant went there to find out to do the final survey.
Final survey.
Yeah.
Okay. How about the other contractor?
The other contractor, Jalo Plum.
Yes.
That I have to start from the beginning. When we made the tender.
Yes.
I don't know, during the evaluation, I will provide the evaluation report.
Yes.
During the evaluation, for me, I think I was the lead in that evaluation. But at that time, until the time we make our recommendation and send to GBA, Jalokrom was not standing any chance to win a lot. Jalokrom.
Okay.
Was not anywhere were in a position to win any lot. The reason being he was not being able to provide some of the requirements. But when we submitted our evaluation report to GBA for approval, we received another communique from them that they have accepted the awarding of lot 1 and 2 to ECHO, but lot 3 and 4 we need to reevaluate because the companies we recommended they don't believe those companies are the right companies.
Right.
So we took the thing again and we re-evaluated. Because normally when we receive the bids, we send all the bids together, originals, all to the GPA. So when these documents were coming back, they give us photocopies. So when we look at it again for the second evaluation, still now I couldn't see the possibility of giving Jalocon any lot. It was supposed to be Basen Enterprise and I think MK construction. We wrote back to them again. They said no. All these three lots, Jalocon is the most stable company. It is the most responsive.
Said that.
GPGP. So based on that, also we agreed and gave him the three lots. The two lots, lot 3 and 3, lot 4. Lot 3 was about the rehabilitation of building D, D1, E, F, G, and H.
Right.
And lot 4 was about to reconstruct part of the fence and rehabilitate part of the fence for Crab Island.
Okay.
So when the award was done for Jaloclong, I think in December, thereabout, after signing the contract, he received 20% payment. So he was able to bring a team on site for the team to start work. And part of the requirements was for him to provide a site supervisor who has HND in construction and some years experience. I couldn't remember. This he couldn't provide.
He could not provide.
He could not provide at that time. So the caliber of machinists also he was supposed to provide. He could not. Only one experienced machiner was there. So I think 3 weeks along the way, he got somebody brought to the site as site supervisor. So when I met this guy, I asked, he said he's the guy that Jaloclong brought to supervise the works. I requested from him whether he has the document and the technical specs that's supposed to use. He said, no, it's not given to him. I called Jaloclong and told him, you have a site worker at the site and he's not giving nothing. He said, I have given him directives. I said to him, no, you need to give him all the required documents that he needs so that he can be guided as to what is supposed to be done in each building. So because Jaloclong, knowing very well that he has to stay to meet to be able to have another payment, he started touching part of the drain, part of the structure, part of another structure, part of another structure, leaving the other structure, so that he can have some payment.
Okay.
So he went in front of the Crab area and started building the fence, not putting the right reinforcement that was supposed to be done. Also, he was building behind. There is an old fence. In front of that, he was supposed to construct a fence.
Right.
With the reinforcement of 10mm rods, with tight on a 60 by 60 basket reinforcement,
Right.
which he failed to do.
Okay. Let me just cut you short. You will signal this time, Honorable Chairperson. Just you will proceed from where you stopped in relation to the problems for this with this contractor
Yeah.
that you have faced, please. Okay.
Yeah.
Chair, we have.